All right, so you want to be a leader. Who doesn't? Right.
But sometimes those leadership courses, they sound good on paper, but then you get the syllabus and it's like,
Oh, I know that feeling.
yeah, a whole semester of late nights. And honestly, does it really apply to, real life?
Right, right.
Well, today we're diving into a syllabus that on the surface might seem niche, but trust me, it's anything but. We're talking women's leadership in STEM at Stony Brook.
Okay.
And to help us decode this thing, we've got, well, you're basically a pro at understanding how people learn, especially in the world of universities.
I've spent some time there, yeah.
So first things first, this course is led by Diana Voss, and she's not just an instructor, she's the Director of Academic Technology Services at Stony Brook.
So she's got that practical experience.
Oh yeah, real-world leadership, not just theory. And get this, it's 1 credit, Wednesday evenings, perfect for, people with jobs and stuff.
Makes it manageable.
Totally. But here's the real kicker. Assignments are due on Tuesdays.
No kidding.
Yeah, so no late-night Wednesday cramming before class. Professor Voss clearly understands the struggle.
I think that little detail right there, it tells you a lot about this course and how it's designed. It's about recognizing that most people who take a course like this, they're not 19-year-old college freshmen.
They've got lives.
Exactly. They've got jobs, maybe families, other commitments. And Professor Voss gets that. And she's created a structure that respects that.
Yes, 100%. And speaking of structure, I was struck by how this course goes beyond just being a woman in STEM. It seems to be about developing those core leadership skills that are valuable no matter what you do,
You hit the nail on the head. This isn't about pigeonholing leadership into a specific field or demographic. It's about giving people, in this case, women in STEM, a toolkit of skills that transcend any particular industry.
Okay, so we've established Professor Voss knows how to structure a class, right? But what about the actual content? This is where it gets interesting, I think.
Yeah, let's see what's on the syllabus.
Week 2, authenticity. Week 4, emotional intelligence. This isn't your typical business school stuff?
Not at all, and I
No.
think that's what makes this so intriguing. These topics point to an understanding of the very real challenges, especially for women, in STEM.
Yeah, because it's one thing to, read a textbook about leadership, but it's another to actually,
To do it.
Yeah, to do it, to lead, especially in a field or an environment that maybe wasn't built with you in mind,
It's about showing up authentically as yourself and having the emotional intelligence to navigate, oftentimes, those male-dominated spaces.
And not just spaces, entire industries.
Exactly, and to thrive in those industries, and to lead effectively within those industries. And so often we talk about emotional intelligence, and it sounds very almost, soft. But when you really break down what it is, it's about recognizing emotions, managing emotions, both your own and those of people around you. That is a critical skill.
Oh, I totally agree, because if you can understand those emotions, use them constructively, that's powerful.
It can be the difference between, a team that's falling apart because they can't manage conflict, and a team that can come together, solve problems, even influence affect change at a higher level because they're working together effectively.
So it's about understanding yourself, understanding others, and then using that to actually lead better. I'm starting to see how this all ties together. Okay, but hold on, because this is where things get really interesting to me. Week 9, leadership styles.
Right.
But it's online? What's that about?
Ooh, okay, now that's a curveball.
Right.
Professor Voss is definitely keeping things interesting. It makes me think she's incorporating different teaching methods, which can be so valuable, stepping outside that traditional classroom.
Yeah.
It could be a guest speaker who can't be there in person. Or maybe she's found a case study or a simulation that's online. Something really dynamic and engaging that reflects, how leadership actually works in our digital world.
It's like she's built in this element of surprise. All right, so let's talk grades. 25% for participation. Professor Voss clearly wants us to be present, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
This is not a listen and forget kind of course.
Right.
It's about actively engaging, sharing your own experiences, bouncing ideas off of other people, especially because you're going to have such a diverse group in that classroom, I'm sure.
That's so key, though, right? Because
Yeah.
you don't learn leadership from a textbook. You learn it by, doing it.
Exactly. And speaking of doing, there's this leadership profile portfolio and a journal. It seems like that's a big part of the grade.
I was wondering about that.
That's where that self-reflection comes in. Because, you can't really lead others effectively if you don't have a strong understanding of yourself, right?
Yeah, your own strength, weaknesses, all of that.
It's about developing that self-awareness that makes you a better leader overall. And then on top of all of that, two major projects.
Yeah, the personal leadership philosophy and the leadership plan. It's like Professor Voss means business.
I love that she included those because it's not just about theory. It's about taking those concepts, that self-awareness you've developed, and actually putting it into practice, developing your own leadership philosophy. That's huge.
It's like you're creating a roadmap for yourself.
Exactly. And the leadership plan takes it even further, setting goals, identifying resources, figuring out how to make it all happen. It's like walking out of this course with an action plan.
Not just a like, oh, that was interesting kind of feeling.
Right.
Before we wrap up, there's this whole section on the syllabus, student success resources. It's like they've thought of everything.
It's great to see that.
Yeah.
It shows that they're invested in their students, especially recognizing that a lot of people taking this course, they're juggling a lot already. And having that support system can make a big difference.
It's like they're saying, we want to see you succeed. All right, so to sum it all up, this Women in STEM course at Stony Brook, it's more than just a course. It's an experience.
It is.
You're developing your leadership skills, you're learning about yourself, you're connecting with other people, and you're walking out with, it seems like, a clear plan for the future. What more could you ask for?
And that's what's so exciting about education.
Yeah.
Right? It's not just about the information you gain. It's about the transformation that happens when you take that information and apply it to your own life.
It's about becoming a better version of yourself.